welcome in everybody. This is the annual Sage Goddess 5/5 Wealth and Prosperity Ritual and Ceremony. And if you're new to our channel, I want to welcome you, remind you to join and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on our other social media too. You'll always find us at sagegoddess.com. And today's a really important day because on the 5th of May, 5 is the number of wealth and abundance. On the 5th of May every year is when we stop and we work with what I'm going to be talking to you tonight about, what I call unmanifest potential. Okay? Things that haven't happened yet, but that are possible for you in your world. And I want to tell you the tools we're working with tonight are beautiful. We still have some available at sagegoddess.com. Everything's 23% off today. 2 + 3 is 5. Another magic number with code BUCKS, which is actually a 5-letter word. And then if you are shopping today at sagegoddess.com, you're going to get a free quartz pendant. You just pay shipping. It's charged in my ceremony. They're all sitting right here. And also we're giving you a free Eclipse Oracle card with your order at sagegoddess.com today. So again, your code is BUCKS for 23% off if you'd like the tools. Let me show you the tools that we're working with tonight while I introduce this concept of 5/5. The number 5 is sacred when it comes to wealth and abundance. The Sri Yantra is the sacred geometric shape that we're working with tonight for our gridding. And your grid, these are the tools that we offered you, but like I said, they're still at sagegoddess.com, came with 5 stones in set, burnished into the wood. And I'm going to walk you through those 5 stones. And it came with quartz points to make it into a grid. Also came with a double terminated Lemurian to charge and activate this grid, a quartz generator, because you always need a generator in your grid to charge it. You also received a garnet pendulum, and we're going to do some quick yes, no, in, out Q&A tonight. You received your brand new prosperity perfume from us, which is literally called Prosperity, and it's got all the gold coins on it, which is one of the symbols of Lakshmi, who's the goddess of wealth. This is red myrtle, sandalwood, strength, meditation, ambret seed for unmanifest potential, bergamot for success, vanilla for attraction, and peppermint, also mint, is always for attraction and abundance. And it smells beautiful too, so I hope you're enjoying that. And then you got your 5-pointed star candle, which we'll light in just a second. So if you did not get your tools for tonight's ceremony, you're like, I want those, we still have some at sagegoddess.com, and again, your code is BUCKS for 23% off. What I want to tell you about 5/5 is this. I always do this ceremony with you. It's always on May 5th because not only is it an important day for wealth and abundance, but my first big magical ceremony was on 5/5. I was either 17 or 18 years old, and it happened to fall on a Taurus full moon. Now, we have a Taurus moon coming up, but unfortunately it's not exactly tonight. But I will never forget that ceremony, and part of the reason why it was such an important... Do I have a lighter to burn a little bit of my herbs for you? I do. I always reflect back. Now that's over 30 years ago. I'm 49. But I always reflect back to that moment because I remember being taught by my teacher at the time about this idea of correspondence. Okay, so if you do a ceremony for wealth, which the number 5 represents abundance, you do that on May, the 5th month, the 5th day, and you do that between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. or 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., 5th hour. There's just all these layers and levels of what we call correspondence, which is resonance, right, with that number, which represents abundance. There's a plant in the natural world called cinquefoil. Cinq in French is 5, C-I-N-Q-U-E. And cinco, of course, in Spanish. It all derives from Latin. And so 5, cinco, cinq, whatever number language you use, cinquefoil, the plant, is all about attracting abundance from all directions. And what's interesting about the number 5, if you think about it, the star has 5 points, which is why we have this candle. I'm going to light my candle for you now. Earth, air, fire, water, spirit. There's a 5th element in the natural world, which isn't earth, it isn't air, it isn't fire, it isn't water. It's sort of above and below it, right? It's within and without it. And it's outside of it. It's that little bit of magic that we can't explain or define, and it helps us to remember that magical practice is more than just what, your body, your spirit, and the element of fire. Magic goes above and beyond all of that. And what's interesting about the sacred geometry shape that we're working with tonight, the Sri Yantra, is it represents, and I'll remind you again by showing it to you, the Sri Yantra represents what we call unmanifest potential. And of course, we burnished 5 stones into it. So if you got your tools tonight in your Sri Yantra, you have all of the stones. You have hessonite garnet, which is our stone of abundance, right, and wealth. You have citrine, which is for manifestation and also wealth. So your hessonite is down here, your citrine is up here. And then you got also yellow fluorite, which is over here for manifestation and purpose and focus. In the middle, you have your healer's gold, which is pyrite with magnetite for attraction and also for grounding. And then you got jade over here, which strengthens what you want to create. This is the perfect tool. And again, if you didn't get it already, it's at sagegoddess.com. This is the perfect tool. You'll find the link in our description for the video, to bring into present time what is not manifest yet. And I'm going to explain why. So if you came to my my mantra at Mala class, which was just a couple of days ago, last week, I taught you about a little bit about this symbol, and I talked to you about the word mantra in Sanskrit. Yantra is Sanskrit too. Remember that TRA, the suffix, means instrument. So mantra is an instrument for your mind, right? A mantra, when you recite a mantra, helps you like tune your mind and attune your mind to a specific frequency. Yantra, yan in Sanskrit means journey, or what you're going to experience or create, and tra is instrument. So this is an instrument for your journey. That's why it's so important. And the yantra, we're looking at it here, sort of engraved into this beautiful piece of neem wood, which is all about healing, by the way. This slice of wood is from the neem tree. These are handmade for Sage Goddess, which is why it's so important. I'm going to put a hook on it and actually hang it on my wall when I'm done. Tonight, you can choose to keep it as a grid or hang it on your wall and create art from it, which I think is beautiful too, because the stones are all inlaid. What I want to tell you is, this is an access point, okay, for a journey beyond the 3rd dimension into what's known as unmanifest potential. Almost every good teacher, and I'm talking about like spiritual teachers and even people who just teach meditation and don't consider themselves metaphysical per se, yoga teachers, will talk to you about a world where there's all of this energy that we can call in, that we can focalize, right? We can activate its potential. It isn't manifest in any form yet until we decide what form we want it to take. The Sri Yantra, if you remember from my mantra and mala class on YouTube, and again, go back to YouTube if you didn't see it, because it was last week and I think you'd really enjoy it. I taught you about how we manifest with feminine energy and masculine energy. And the masculine manifests by going and getting and achieving and doing and building. And the masculine form of manifestation is like the hunter-gatherer, right? It's like, I'm going to go and get it, and I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to make it happen. The feminine way of manifesting is that we kind of, as I draped my shawl, I was like, we sort of call it in, like, and we wait for it to come to us, because the feminine way of manifesting is not to go and grab and take. It's more to magnetize and receive, which is why we put healer's gold in here for you right in the center, right? Just to call it in and name it and just say, I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to name what I want, and I'm just going to allow it to find its way to me in perfect time. That's very feminine, right? Because we receive in the feminine and we pursue with the masculine. I share all of this with you because the Sri Yantra has 54 lines, if you count them all. Times 2 equals 108, which is the number of chakras in the human body. So in the human body, you have 54 feminine lines and 54 masculine lines. And we're activating all of those tonight. You can actually use your finger to trace the lines, and it's very much a deep theta state meditation to trace the lines of the Sri Yantra. You'll find yourself falling into a deep meditation. We're going to activate the grid tonight, which by extension activates all 54 of the masculine and all 54 of the feminine to help you manifest potential. And then also in your kit of tools, you received a pendulum. And what I want to tell you is that pendulum, once your grid is activated, can answer yes and no questions about how to magnetize and activate the potential for wealth and abundance. So the first thing I want to do tonight is I want to open our circle. I just want to call in our spirit guides and welcome them in. We've already cleared with some sage. And I'm going to use my drum just to Bodhi always loves it when I drum, huh? I don't think you can see him down there, but he's stretching. Want to call in the guides with me, Bottoms? Want to come up here and say hi? Come here, come here. Can I say hi? He says hi. We're going to call in the guides and guardians now. So we're going to call in just real quickly tonight. It's a brief ritual, but I wanted to give you something for 5-5. So let's welcome in the guides and the guardians of the East. For new beginnings, clear vision, direction. We're welcoming them, the guides and guardians of the South, passion, purpose, transformation. Maybe you need to change your financial situation or status. Guides and guardians of the West, we welcome you. Water element, flow, ease. That's where Lakshmi lives, right? And then welcoming in the guides and the guardians of the North. Stability, perseverance, patience, and peace. And last but not least, the guides and the guardians of the spirit element. That's for magic and serendipity, right place, right time energy. Money coming from sources seen and unseen just to bless you. Calling in abundance from the east, from the south, from the west, from the north, from above and below. And together we say, Amen. Aho. And so it is. All right, so what I want you to focus on tonight, because 5-5 isn't a new moon, it's not a full moon, it's not a specific moon phase this year, but it's a moment. It's a moment to really draw your attention and your intention to what is it you want to create financially for yourself. For you, for your family, for your loved ones. What is it you really want to, like I said, focalize on, expand, create, develop, strengthen. And I'm going to place my quartz generator because I'm going to activate this tonight as a grid for myself. And I would really encourage you to do the same if you are trying to take that unmanifest potential, the energy that's in the field right now that isn't yet aligned to a specific outcome, and I want you to take that unmanifest potential and draw it in through both the masculine and the feminine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brand new prosperity perfume that I hope you're excited about too, and I'm going to touch just a little bit of it to the jade, to the citrine, to the yellow fluorite, to the hessonite garnet, and to the healer's gold, which is right in the middle. And then you can also take it and touch it to the, my quartz points are glued down. You don't have to glue yours if you don't want to, and I'm just going to touch it to each one. And I'm going to tell you, if you're calling in wealth and abundance for yourself, you should turn all the points inward because it's going to magnify this for you. If you're setting intentions for abundance for the collective, put the points out. I'm doing this ceremony for you, so my points are out because I'm attracting abundance not just for me, but for you too. But if you're doing it just for yourself, it's not selfish. This is why we're here, to be in service to you, right? And it's totally okay to call in wealth and abundance just for you. So we've anointed our stones. You can anoint your pendulum too, by the way, which is just a nice thing to do to anoint today on 5/5. And I just want to tell you, all of the pendants that are your gifts today are also being anointed and charged with the energy of this ceremony, and also with the energy of this particular perfume, which has all of it's a pure essential oil blend that's specifically designed to draw in wealth and abundance for you. And in case I haven't taught you this before, but I think I have, you can always take your perfumes too, and when you have your candle burning, don't put it in the fire, but just pour a little bit of the oil. We already poured your candle with these oils, but just pour a little bit into where the wax is melting. And then the candle will diffuse that essential oil blend into your field too, which is, again, correspondences, right? Layers of energy that we magnetize or attract for a specific purpose. So that's all happening for you right now. If you don't have the tools, like I said, you can purchase them, or you can choose to work with your own 5 stones and your own grid and other tools that you might have in your toolkit that will be perfectly fine for tonight. Your tools did come with a double terminated Lemurian quartz point to activate this grid, so that's what we're going to do right now. So what I want to do is I want to, first of all, have you set your intention. And I want you to, as you take your double terminated wand over your generator, I really want you to, I'm going to look at you while I tell you this. It's so important when you are doing manifestation ceremony to be very, very clear about what you're creating. What are you building? What are you creating? What are you expanding? What do you want? Don't focus on what you don't want. It's very easy to go, well, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't want this to happen, and I don't want that to happen. That's not what we're doing tonight. Tonight we are, in a perfect world, I have X. In a perfect world, I've created Y. I already enjoy Z, right? Whatever the X, Y, and Z are, that's where our attention and our focus is going tonight. And the reason is the universe responds to affirmative statements. If you say, I wish I had, it tells the universe you don't have it yet. So it feels crazy sometimes when I'm doing manifestation work with new folks, because they're like, well, but if I say I already have something and I don't have it, isn't that like not true? Not in universal language. If you say you don't have something, the universe goes, oh, well, they don't have it, so. If you say you already have something and you're enjoying it and you appreciate it, then the universe is like, oh, let me send more of that there. It may not make sense to you, but this is how the universe works. So going back to our tools, what is your primary intention for tonight? What is it that you want to activate, develop, or grow when it comes to wealth and abundance? And just close your eyes and just allow this energy to be present for you right now. What is it that you really, if you are, not could, if you are drawing in the energy of unmanifest potential, things that haven't happened yet, and you are basically creating a web with me tonight of what's going to happen, what will that look like for you? And let's take a nice deep breath there. And again, no holds barred. Dream big. Why dream small? Unless you don't feel worthy, and then you need to watch the rest of my videos and take my classes. But if you do feel worthy and ready to go, why dream small? Why not dream big about what's possible for you? Now we're going to start webbing this grid, which is basically drawing all the points together. And you can start wherever you want. I always like to start in the east, which is over here, because the west is water this way for me. So I'm going to start with my jade, but I'm going to begin at the middle. And so Great Spirit, God, Goddess, and Source of all that is, tonight we draw down on this sacred holy night, 5/5, all unmanifest potential to start to begin to create, to co-create, and to co-produce with you, in alignment with our highest good, the fullest potential for our wealth, abundance, and all that we desire to build. And so we reach out to Jade first. We know that Jade strengthens our creations, our manifestations, expands our wealth and abundance. So we call it to Jade first and bring that back to center. And out to quartz for magnification, to increase that frequency, and back to center. And then we go out here to citrine. We know that citrine is the merchant stone. It literally strengthens our solar plexus and magnetizes money to us. So we magnetize money and abundance from all directions, and back here to quartz to maximize the frequency and to expand. out here to quartz for expansion and back to quartz for expansion. And then we go over here to fluorite because you're going to show us the way tonight, source of all that is, how to create, expand, and magnify, and back to quartz, and then out to quartz for magnification and back to quartz for magnification. We're going to go down here to Hesenite because according to the Hindu tradition, this is the Gomed, and it's going to help us expand financial resources, knowing that we're never limited. There's enough in this universe. There's enough in this universe for you to have everything you've ever wanted, and me to have everything I've ever wanted, and for all of us to have it. This is not a small pie. This is a universal pie that we're eating from tonight. So universe, I want everybody who's watching to have everything they've ever wanted, and me too. That's what Hesenite Garnet's all about, and back to quartz for magnification, out to quartz for magnification, back to quartz for magnification. And then I'm going right here to the center, to our healer's gold, which is pyrite, so that we're confident about what we're doing, and magnetite, which is going to help us attract everything to us that we need to create this vision, this reality. Again, knowing the universe's pie is not this big, it's infinite, and so everything that we've ever wanted is possible, and I'm wishing for you everything that you've ever wanted, and me too, and all of us together, and back to quartz for magnification. And what you've just done, if you think about it, because we're going clockwise, is you've created a little web. Boop, 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 right? This is now a web of energy that you've opened. And so I'm going to bring my, if you don't have your tools, I'm going to bring my quartz point up to the screen. I'm going to ask you to touch your finger or whatever tool you have to that point, which is going to also connect your grid to my grid, and we expand the energy. There's enough for you and me and everybody else, not a small pie. And I'm asking that the energy of abundance flows through my grid to you, flows from your grid to mine, that we all can connect our tools across space and time, which I believe we can. Deep breath there. And then again, tapping into what hasn't happened yet that's possible. Do you believe in miracles? I do. I do. I've seen them. If you don't believe, I'll believe for you. And that's why I'm holding all these quartz points charged in this ceremony. And again, this is your gift purchase. These are at sagegoddess.com. You don't even have to pay anything for them. They're just there for you. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. Now, once you've charged your grid, your pendulum is powerful for answering and asking questions. Yes, no questions. So let's show them yes, and then let's show them no. I'm going to ask a question I know the answer to, just to make sure of its accuracy. Okay, so in your comments, I want to invite you, ask a question. And I'm going to set the intention. Spirit, can you answer with the pendulum right now? The first question people will be asking feels like a yes. And then can you answer the second question people will be asking? And it's saying no. And then can you answer the third question people will be asking? And it's going back to yes. So as you comment and ask questions, I want you to notice. And then the fourth question, it's saying I don't know and going to know. It was a yes, no, wasn't it? And it's saying yes to that. So if you want to comment with your questions and let us know, that was an interesting little exercise, wasn't it? Now, the Lemurian double term that you received to charge and activate your grid, this now is your secret weapon. You should keep this on your altar. One of the things you can do, just kind of cool tricks and tips, is to additionally charge this quartz point, take both ends of the termination, run through the flame, just real quick. You're not trying to really singe your quartz. You'll get a little bit of, a little black on your, but it's not going to hurt the quartz. The quartz grew in hotter temperatures than that. And that will officially charge this double term with the energy of this candle and this ceremony too. Now, what I will tell you is leave this grid set up unless you want to take it down and deactivate it. In which case, and I recommend doing that in a new moon, what you're going to do is take your quartz point. I don't want to deactivate mine, but you would do the exact same thing I did clockwise. You would do it counterclockwise, and then you can use the tool in a different way. But I would recommend put this in the southeast corner of your home, which according to the Bhagwan map is the direction of prosperity and abundance, and let that just continue to charge up. Next 5/5, charge it at the new moon, activate it, reactivate it for abundance and wealth and prosperity, and let this be your secret weapon. And then take this double term, keep it on your altar, or wire wrap it and wear it, because this is now carrying a really intense frequency. Double terminated points, especially the Murians, carry ancient wisdom around love and expansion. It's like Jupiter energy, and because it's double termed, it's sending and receiving that. It's a natural double term. So that was one of the jewels in the crown of this new kit. And then I would recommend wearing your prosperity perfume as a daily perfume, because it's got all the oils in it for attraction, to continue to manifest and to expand. And then of course your garnet pendulum is your new best friend for asking yes and no questions related to whatever it is, but especially around how you're going to grow and expand your wealth and abundance. So we're going to extinguish our candle. And you've got lots of little pyrite pieces in there, which are going to represent your self-confidence and your growth and your awareness. And thank you for being here and being part of 5/5 for another year. I can't believe it. Sage Goddess is turning 12 in a couple of months, and it still blows my mind that we're 12. We're almost a teenager, but we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you for being there, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any more of the fun that goes on, all the craziness here at Sage Goddess. We do free full moon and new moon ceremonies. I teach online programs and classes, and so make sure you're following us. We love having you there. All right, let's let those guides and guardians go who've been sitting with us in ceremony this evening with so much gratitude. So we always begin where we ended. So we're going to thank and release the guides and the guardians of the spirit element for magic, for serendipity, for purpose and potential. Again, activating that Sri Yantra tonight drew in those 54 lines of masculine and feminine, our ways of receiving and our ways of projecting or pursuing is another really accurate way of thinking about it. And manifestation is both. We got to go after what we want, but we also have to sort of lean back and go, I'm going to let you chase me, right? And there's a little bit of that energy. That feminine is very sticky. It's like honey. It's very mellifluous. It flows, right? And so if you're one of those people who's like, I've got to go and get it and bring it and do it and make it happen, try moving into that feminine way of knowing and way of magnetizing. Try that. And like I said, the element of spirit will teach you that you are both. You're a hunter and a gatherer, right? You can go get it, but you can also draw it in, and you don't have to be so active in your pursuit. So anyway, thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the spirit element. And then thanking and releasing the guides and guardians of the north. Thank you for your presence, patience, peace, and purpose. We release you. Thank you for grounding us tonight. Thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the west tonight for abundance and flow and ease. Lakshmi energy in the west. We love it. And then thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the south for transformation. And again, this could be you need a change in your finances, and so now you're figuring out what that's going to look like. And this 5/5 could be about sort of empowering you, strengthening you to go and create a new vision for what you want to experience. So thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the south. And then last but not least, thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the east for new beginnings, new visions, new possibilities, clarity all around. And so we thank them and release them too. And so it is, another 5/5 in the books. Keep your grid set up. You can light your candle anytime you want. Anoint with that perfume every day. And remember, abundance is a mindset, right? But we activate that mindset when we lean into these energies and we activate the energy of these specific days. There's a reason why numbers and geometry are so important. And so I hope forever now you will always look at this Sri Yantra and remember there is unmanifest potential in our universe, and it's waiting for you to build a web, like a spider. Like, what do you want to create? And the universe is at your fingertips. You have so much more power than you know. So happy 5-5, everybody, from all of us here at Sage Goddess to you. Again, if you'd like to get this kit or anything else, it's all 23% off with code BOX at sagegoddess.com. Enjoy your free quartz pendant and all the other goodies that are happening at sagegoddess.com. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon, everybody. Have a great rest of your 5-5. We'll see you soon.